Now we look at some problems involving percents. So 3.5% of one number is 17.5. So when we have a word problem, usually it's useful if we convert words to mathematical symbols to get an equation, and then we can solve the equation. So we're gonna bring down, if it's already a mathematical symbol, so we just bring down 3.5%. And of means times, and one number is an unknown, so we use a variable x. And then is equal sign. And 17.5 we bring down. So now we end up with equation. Put them everything closer together. So now we're going to have to solve for x. And in order to solve for x, first we have to convert the percent to decimal. And remember, if we 3.5% means 3.5 divided by 100. So whenever we divide a number by 100, we can shift the decimal point 2 places to left to make it smaller. Okay, so 1 place here, and add another 0, 1 place here. So we got 0.035. And now we can get rid of this 0.035 by dividing it, since we're trying to reverse the multiplication. 0.035. So now they cancel each other. So to simplify this part, so first of all, for division of decimals, we want to turn the denominator or the divisor into a whole number. So we can move the decimal point 1, 2, 3 times. And for the numerator, we have to move the decimal point the same number of times. So add 2 zeros, so we can move the decimal point 3 times to the right. So we end up with this fraction. Now, you can either do long division here, or you could reduce the numbers. So for example, if you reduce them, notice that since they end in 0 or end in 5, the 5 must go into both numbers. So that's going to give us 7, and 5 goes into 17 3 times, and that leaves us 25 and 5 times. And then 3,500 divided by 7, that is 500. And you can also do long division, which is 17,500 divided by 35. And you can see 35 does not go into 1, does not go into 17, but it goes into 175 exactly 5 times. And you get the same answer, 500. Now, in this word problem, it involves interest. And so first of all, the formula is the interest, I equals, the principal times the rate times the time. So again, interest is the money we make or the money we have to pay, depending on whether we are borrowing the money, whether we are investing money or borrowing the money. So the principal is the money we're either borrowing or investing. And rate, R here means interest rate, which is the one with the percent. And T means time. So if we invest or borrow more money, and we have to pay more interest. And if the rate is higher, we have to pay more interest. If the time is longer, takes us longer time to pay back, or we invest the money for a longer time, we will get more interest. So that's why interest depends on the principal and the rate and the time. So here let's read the question. Found the annual interest rate. So the focus is the rate. We need it, which is unknown here, so we need to find the rate. If 600 in interest, so this apparently is the interest, the dollar amount interest is earned when $5,000 was invested. So the money invested or borrowed, that is called the principal, for 3 years. So that's our time. And so we have everything, we can plug them in here. Interest, I is 600, and equals principal is the money we invest, 5,000. R is the rate, which is unknown. And finally, T is 3 years. So after we plug everything in here, now we have to get R by itself. So first we can either get rid of 3. We can divide both sides by 3. if you want to get rid of 3 first. So 600 divided by 3 gives us 200. And then we have to divide both sides by 5,000 to get rid of 5,000. So that's one way to do it. But I think I did a little different way. So what I did is I went ahead and multiplied 5,000 and the 3 because the operations between 5,000 and R and 3 are multiplications. And the multiplications have a commutative property, which means you can switch the numbers and variables. So I'm going to switch these two, the variable R and 3. And so we have 5,000 and 3 together. I went ahead and multiplied 5,000 and 3, so that gives us 15,000. So now, instead of getting rid of 3 first and then getting rid of 5,000, I could just get rid of 15,000, the number in front of R. So this, okay. All right, so 15,000 divided by 15,000, that gives us 1. So they're gone. So 1R is R. And the left-hand side, we just have to simplify it. And what you do long division, that gives us 0.04. Now, if we choose to get rid of 3 first, and then get rid of 5,000, and that should give us the same answer. Okay, so first I can divide both numbers by 100 to make them smaller. So that gives me 6. 15,000 divided by 100, and that gives us 150. Because whenever we divide by 100, it's like you get rid of 2 zeros. So you get mark out 2 zeros. So now we just divide 6 by 150. We actually can make the numbers more smaller, so we can do long division later. So because notice 3 goes into both of them, so I'm going to divide both of them by 3. So that gives me 2 here, and that gives me 50. And also 2 and 50, 2 goes into 50, so I can divide both of them by 2. That gives me 1 here and over 25. So now we can do long division. 1 divided by 25. If you don't want to do all of this and you just want to do 6 divided by 150, that should give you the same answer. So now we're gonna 25 goes into 1 0 times, add a decimal point and add a 0. 25 goes into 10 0 times, and then we add another 0, and 25 goes into 100 exactly 4 times. So that gives us the answer 0.04. And if you want to turn, because usually in real life we like to use percent for interest rate, so we can move the decimal point 2 times to the right to turn that into 4%.